let's do this. We are the Chad and Cheese Podcast. I'm your co-host, Joel Cheeseman, joined as always by Chad Sowash, and this is the Sessions AI Frontline series as we welcome Tim Sackett, CEO of HRUtech.com. Tim, welcome to HR's Most Dangerous Podcast.
Thanks for having me. It's been a while. I've obviously been on before. But
and last time you just had me, so now you get the trifecta. So I'm sure you're a little nervous. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. We'll be gentle. We'll be gentle.
Please don't beat me up.
So for a lot of our viewers out there that don't know you, give us the elevator pitch.
Like own and run staffing from my mother started 45 years ago. So nepotism in full swing, which is amazing. George LaRocque and I just launched the HR Tech 100 Fund. And I look at all kinds of like recruiting tech and HR tech and write about it and have a blog. Do we still say blog? Is there a new word for it?
Talk about the fun. It's interesting. You have a certain amount of people put in money, just everyday folks. Yeah. And then you guys decide where to put money on startups. Like, am I describing that correctly?
Yeah, the whole concept is pretty cool. It came out of a charity event that I got invited to, and it was called The 100 Men. Uh-huh. And that's also a movie, like a different story. But it was like, so the concept was...
It's also Friday night for Chad.
100 dudes show up with $250, and they have two charities come in and pitch. One of the charities walks away with $25,000. Oh. So local charities. Sweet. Your commitment as being one of the 100 men was do this every quarter, so $1,000 a year. So when it was a little bit of FOMO when I got the call, and it was like, hey, are you one of the 100 men? And I'm like, well, I hope so. And I hope I'm number one and not number 100, like whatever, you know? And so then I'm like, we all talk about tech, and we all know we have these extended friend groups and professionals and peers. And like what we found was like very few of them are actually invested in the technology that we talk about, recommend, do all that. Yeah. And so the concept is 100 people within our space, $10,000 each. And it's not lost any of that. That's still big money for a lot of people. Yeah. But in the VC world, it's tiny. Oh, yeah. That's like Jordan betting $10 blackjack, right? It's tiny. Yeah. But it's $1 million. 100 people, unlike a normal VC fund, everyone owns 1%. And so it's completely transparent. There's a voting mechanism. So when deal flow comes, we'll actually be very democratic about it. Vote for. If votes yes, we're going to move forward. No, we'll go on to the next deal.
So a company will pitch you. You'll be the first level of yes. And then you'll pitch it to the 100, and then democratically they'll decide whether or not.
One winner on this one.
No. I think we're going to try to get multiples. Okay. But part of it is like that you don't know the deal flow that will come in yet. Right. And George and I are, even though we're technically general partners, we're still just one and two of the 100. Yep. Yeah. From that standpoint, so that was key for us, not to like go, because most VCs are 2 and 20. It's like 2% of the money is going to go to expenses, 20% of the profit's going to go to the general partners first. Yeah. Like they're making money regardless, and we're like, that's not what this is all about. This was about obviously real fun, trying to make money. But like if you can imagine, we with so many VCs that aren't in our space that are putting money. Yeah. And if you have 100 of us with our connections, our knowledge base, you would think you could help them be more successful. That's the thesis, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you hit the $1 million mark?
No, we just opened like 4 weeks ago. So send it out to like
roll, Cheeseman.
Well, Tim Sackett, man, come on.
Well, again, a lot. We don't know what we don't know, and so we sent it out to a small group of like 50 first, and to get all the questions, and there was a lot. And stuff that we had no idea, like how to answer. So it's like, again, part of that education now is like George and I going back, doing the FAQ and putting all that together. And then there's this obviously bigger list that we'll send out to. But we already have, like CHROs, we already have advisors and analysts. We have some people that are like actual like HR tech startup founders, that are a part of it. So all of that, like that's the group we were looking for.
Sweet. So you talked about writing, whether it's a blog or it's a book. And you wrote the book Talent Fix. Yeah. And that's got to be blown up right now, right? I mean, is there another volume coming? Because obviously all this tech, I mean, and obviously there's got to be a huge pivot from the first volume, second volume. You've got two, right?
Yeah, volume 2 is out. That's the one that's out now. I'm always interested because like I wrote like 5,000 blog posts, like over 1 million words. Yeah. And like all of a sudden you write a book and somehow you're more important. And I'm like, I wrote, it's 65,000 words.
What a strong flex that is, 1,000 blog posts,
Is it though? Because it never got me anything. Fun of you, Tim. It never got me anything. And then all of a sudden the book comes and people go, oh, we want you to keynote our conference. And you're like, because I have a book? Yeah. Like, all right, cool, let's do it. So no, and I do hear from people all the time that will come up and go, "Oh my gosh, I read your book." Like I just ran into a head of TA, and like that first time I met him, they're like, "Oh, I have your book. I was reading your book." And you're like, it's humbling. It's pretty cool when someone like that's how they know you, right?
Oh, yeah.
From that.
Yeah.
So talk about the book and generally what it's about.
So the first volume was like traditional kind of business, like the original. And it was like in my mind, it's all conceptually, that's all I could do. It was like, oh, it's like 12 chapters and it's very traditional from that set up. And it was all about, if I was to come run your TA shop, what would I do from beginning to end? Like even from the interview for that TA leader. And because they had so many people reaching out to us, and you guys get the same thing, and they went for advice.
Oh yeah.
They went for free advice. And so I'm like, all right, well, hey, go buy the book. And I'm like, look, I don't want to buy your stupid book. Just tell me, answer my question, right? Just answer my question. And it was SHRM published. And so again, I had like 4 editors like coming back to me and like, are you sure you want to say darn? Like, yeah, I do, you know. And so the next one, when I did volume 2, because they said, hey, we need to update this. And I'm like, and I read, so I went back and read my own book. And I'm like, oh, this actually holds up pretty well. Like, I mean, there's some like data stuff I want to change and blah, 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 and AI stuff.
Was it more
obviously.
process that held up really well because the process really isn't going to change?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you learn, right?
Yeah.
Like I always say, like, like that was one of the quotes from the book is like, if you suck at recruiting, great recruiting technology will allow you to suck much faster.
Yeah.
And so,
scale your suck.
Yeah, exactly. That's the third book, right? I'm gonna scale that one.
Suck.
Scale
That's
your
a good
suck.
one. Okay. Trademark that.
Yes. And so, so then in the second volume, I'm like, well, there's all kinds of other stuff I want to add. So really the second volume is the first volume into like 40% more content.
Okay.
And then I got really aggressive because I'm like, oh, they're just going to cut all this crap. They're going to make me change stuff. Yeah. And so I did like the white guy's guide to diversity recruiting. I did a chapter on hiring pretty people. Like I just did all this stuff thinking like they were going to change it. And the editors came back and were like, no, that's on you now, buddy. It's going live. You own it. Wear it. So I actually had more fun with the second one. And I'm getting ready to have meetings to pitch third, fourth book, stuff like that.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. Yeah. That has been the Chad and Cheese podcast. Joel Cheeseman, Chad Sowash. This has been the Sessions AI Frontline series.